Alright, so today what we're going to do is we're going to work on the van. Haven't been posting many videos of the van up lately because started making some ticking noise from the rockers. I pulled the valve cover off to look at it, and it just turns out like it's got oil pressure, but it's just kind of low oil pressure. So we're going to fix that today. Got some parts that I pre-ordered for it. Got, let's see here, oil pump right in here, and then obviously a oil pan gasket, and then hopefully we can start kind of using this a little bit more and recording some videos. Also, we'll see how we're doing on time. Maybe we'll work on these door panels either today or in the next video. Want to start kind of making it look it's off the ground. No, don't touch that. What's under there? A bee. A bee? The engine. Yeah, the engine's under there. Bicycle? Yeah. Got a lot of junk. Got a bicycle here. Okay, move away, move away. Where's your bicycle?
Right here. Right here.
Oh, that's yours? That's a nice bike.
That's done.
What's gone?
Here.
What's gone?
A monkey.
The monkey? Yeah. Well, he got wet because he lived outside. And your bicycle loosened all the bolts. And just double checking them. We should be at the point where we can just pull this thing down. But let's see. There it is. Okay, there. Now we just gotta maneuver it. So I'm thinking the easiest way to go would go this way. Slip it out through the front here. But got some things in the way. Got some transmission cooling lines in the way, which might have to disconnect here in a second. Just by looking at the setup of them, it might be just beneficial to get rid, especially of this one, just so we can kind of drop this essentially straight down. So let's do that, and then I'll get back to you guys on what we find after. Alright, so here she is, the oil pump from the van. Now, I don't know. Oh, I mean, definitely did have low oil pressure. It's simple enough to change, so I'm changing this anyway. And it's cheap. It's only like 50 bucks. But when we turn, this is the shaft that would turn the oil pump. Definitely pumping oil. It's not like, so, and it was pumping oil because I was driving it and it wasn't that bad. But it was definitely low oil pressure. But just as I see this, I'm just hoping that whatever this spins this isn't what it's kind of worn out and maybe causing low oil pressure. Another thing that I was thinking, maybe since the van right now kind of has a reverse rake, it's a little bit taller in the front than in the back, maybe that was causing the oil to go more towards the back of the engine, because the back of the engine did show a little bit more oil pressure. The engine did show more oil pressure, but not a lot more, but enough where I wouldn't have worried about it. Then the front did look a little bit on the dry side, so that's kind of why we're doing this right now. But let's take a look at our new oil pump, which is this bad boy. And what we got else in the box? Got some gaskets, 2 bolts. I was planning on using the bolts that came with the oil pump regardless, but yeah, and then this, I don't know, this gasket doesn't really match up, and this didn't have a gasket on it. So anyway, this would go in here. And then, okay, so finally we can see that there. It does spin it. Now let's remove, oh, here we go. That's what the gasket's for. We got to remove the pickup. It's actually 2 bolts, so it's kind of nice. I've done these on like my Jeep Wranglers when I had them. And it was just kind of a press to fit, and I wasn't crazy about that. Yeah, anyway, the reason I wasn't crazy about that was because never know for sure if it's like in there or if it popped off or something. I mean, it worked and I didn't have any problems with it, but you never know. So yeah, I pulled up the pickup, pulled it off the old pump, and I think that's all we need to bring over from the old pump. This is pretty old. I think this is the tag. I think this might potentially be the original oil pump for the van. I mean, I'm not sure, but looks like it. So anyway, let's get started putting this together. So we gotta prime this oil pump still, and I didn't forget about that. Alright, so now we're gonna prime the oil pump. The way you prime these, you gotta, okay, so you got, this is the old one, but you gotta put it in oil, and you turn the shaft. Some people use a drill, but I didn't even have to. This oil pump really looks like it's fine, but we already got it out. Might as well go through it. By the way, this is the old oil that was in the van, so didn't need to go out and get new oil for this. Oh, you know what though? This one just shoots the oil out, where the other one, pumped oil for sure, but this one definitely has a stronger pressure. So who knows? Maybe the oil pump was a problem. Anyway. Alright, so here we go. So this is the gasket that came with for the pickup, and then we got 2 new bolts. Now, it's nice they gave you new bolts. I personally like to use old bolts. But in this case, oh wait, that's this long one. Let's see what we got. Make sure they thread on before you. I like the old bolts better. Call me old-fashioned, but I think things were made better in 1965 as far as bolts than they currently are. So let's see. Now that's that way. And then grab the other bolt. These 2 bolts are 2 different sizes, just in case you're doing this in the same exact application I am. For the pickup, the 2 bolts are different size. I mean, yeah, they are different sizes. I'm not sure why, but not really asking any questions either. The longer bolt goes on the outside, the shorter bolt goes in the middle. I'm sure it has something to do with the internals of the oil pump being near the center, and just wanting more bolt. Hold it down. Alright, so let's see what we got there. tighten these down. They were on pretty tight, so I'm going to put them back on pretty tight, but before I tighten them down too hard, I want to make sure they're both snug. And let's give them one last little bit there. Check them a couple times. Light pressure. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's prime this again just to make sure. I'm going to do it off camera. So yeah, I'm kind of dumbass. I couldn't pull this out because I had all the weight on this front suspension. So when I went under there to try to clean this up, started looking around and I'm like, oh wait, I can just hold the truck up from the frame and let the suspension drop, which I did, and then it comes right off. So we got it off. So I'm gonna clean it up real quick and then start the reinstallation process. So yeah, that's metal shavings. We're gonna cross our fingers and hope that's from before I rebuilt the heads, and that would explain why the valves were all eaten up. So yeah, I mean, that's what we're gonna pretend that's from. We're gonna hope it's not from the actual bottom end of the motor, because I haven't really rebuilt that. Plus the bottom end doesn't make any noise, it seems fine. So it's probably it is probably from before I rebuilt the head. You gotta remember, this van was sitting since 1999 up till about last year. So it's sat for 18-ish years out in someone's backyard in Georgia. So you're gonna find weird things. We're gonna wash this off, we're gonna pretend it's not there, and we're gonna just cross our fingers and keep driving it, because it doesn't seem that bad. And yeah, so just figured I'd show you some sadly guys. Put the oil pan back on. Still no oil in it. I'm gonna drop some oil in a minute. Cooling lines for trains are good. All the bolts are tight down. So we're all set. Let me dump some oil in here and see. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit and see what happens here. Okay, so. Alright, so that's going to wrap up this video. As you can see, the van's running fine, no problems or anything. A lot less noise coming out of the motor, which I'm pretty happy about. No leaks or anything. And overall, I'm pretty happy with the way this repair went. So in our next video, I'm gonna be taking it on the highway and driving it over to the flea market, and I'll take you guys along so you can see kind of what the flea market's like. I don't know if the weather's gonna hold up, but we'll see. Then maybe on Monday, my plans are to drive it down to the lake with my kids and kind of spend a day, or as much of a day as they'll tolerate to spend down there. So stay tuned for that as well. And once again, I mean, if you like my channel, please subscribe, like, and if you subscribe, make sure to hit the bell so you get notifications when I post more videos. And thanks for watching. Till next time, I'll see you guys around.